Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Today I have a new palette I want to play with, and I have something on my mind that I want to talk about. If you missed it, Dashing Diva, which is a press-on nail company, had a little bit of drama this past week about starting up an MLM program within their brand. And it got me a little bit concerned. So I want to talk about it, just, chit chat with you guys, kind of explain what happened and what the resolution seems to be, and just hear your thoughts. It's just a fun topic I thought would be nice to talk about as I do my makeup with a brand new palette from LadyBug Glow. And this is a brand new brand on the market. And 5, 6, 7, there are 7 mattes, 3 shimmers, and 2 of the shimmers are a type of multi-chrome. They shift. And this is a nice silver. And yeah, they sent it to me to try out and see what I thought about it. And I've used it a couple times. I think this is the 3rd time I'm creating the look with it, but I thought this would be the perfect palette to try on camera for you guys, so you guys could see how it works, yourself, and see how it applies. And also we get to talk about Dashing Diva. So let me pull up and we can get right to it. I've gone round and round with what I want to do. There's so many fun colors that stand out. Like this shade for sure stands out. What's it called? Awesome. And then Rad is also really cool. And there's a black, so you guys know I'm using that black. I've used it already on top, or like first initially. I haven't used it to like on top to mix with things, but using it initially, it was nice and red. And then there's reds in there, purples. I think I'm gonna stay away from the red and the purple because I did use that in a look with the black. I think I want to use this shade just because you guys know this shade is calling to me, because it's that shade that just always captures my attention. But I think I want to use a mix of these two in a look. I feel like that could be pretty, but I also am tempted to pop this somewhere. We'll do black on the outer corner with this after it, and then we'll use this to blend it all out, because while it's a very pretty color, I have a feeling it's not going to pack a big punch when it comes to color, so it'd be more of that like finishing touch, kind of blending around the edges type of look. And it might even do something fun with this color too. Before I get into those colors, we do want to put down our black, and yeah, let's get to chatting. What do you guys think? If you were aware of it, let me know what you guys think of the whole Dashing Diva situation that went down. If you are not aware of it, gosh, I don't even know when they initially announced it, but they made an announcement post saying like, hey, we got some exciting news. Things are happening. There's something new coming, and we are going to start, what was it even called? I think it was called Dashing Diva Life, maybe? They're gonna start a new program is what they called it. And this new program, they kind of laid it all out, and basically it was an MLM. They even made a post after it saying it's not an MLM, but then they went on to explain how it worked, and it's like, that's an MLM. That was disappointing, because it's like, okay, if you're gonna make an MLM, just own it and not try to say, oh no, this isn't an MLM. But if you're not aware, MLM is multi-level marketing. I am not an expert when it comes to MLMs, and I would definitely push you in more expertise directions. Like I'll leave some link down below of anti-MLMers that I watch their content, but the one off the top of my head that I think is just such an amazing source is Hannah Alonso. She's very good at explaining things and showing like why MLMs are so bad. But anyway, that's what we're working with, an MLM, and Dashing Diva said they were going to open up an MLM program, which I was just kind of confused at, because they have an affiliate program already that you can join. I'm in that program, and I want to say they also have like a customer rewards program where you could just sign up, you get points on your orders, your family can make like either sign up or make an order through your link, and you get some bonus points. So I thought they had both of those, so it confused me a little bit. I was like, why do you need to make an MLM? You got all this great, these great programs already. Just stick to those, maybe make them a little bit better to get them going if they're not moving much. And on top of that, they're in so many stores, Dashing Diva. Like you find Dashing Diva in so many stores locally and whatnot, and online. It's just like, I still can't. So if you think you know why, feel free to let me know. But I can't understand why they wanted to go the MLM route with their brand. But even though we can't understand it, they wanted to go that route, and so they made that announcement, and everyone was just like, no, like don't go this route, basically. And I mean, as I said, I'm not an expert, so I would highly recommend you check out the other anti-MLM creators. And I'm not super like staunchly anti-MLM in that like I won't ever try the product, I won't ever like touch it or mention it, that type of thing. But I try to avoid them, and I definitely would never recommend anyone join one, just because of how hard it is to actually succeed to the level that they market it. Now, I wasn't in MLM, I mentioned before. I was in Avon when I was like a teen. I signed up with my mom's name and I sold it, and I thought it was fantastic because I just sold. I didn't recruit anyone underneath me, and I just sold to a handful of people in our town, and it was enough money for me to like buy some things as a 16, I think it was 17 maybe, I forget, 16, 17-year-old, and I got to buy my own makeup at a discount, which was what I was really wanting because as a young girl I didn't have much money, so I was like, I could join. I can buy the makeup at a discount and then I can sell and earn a little money. So it worked well for me. I did not make thousands. I did not make a lot at all, but for my purposes it was great. And I think that's where you have to like keep in mind as far as like you know, what you're expecting. So like for me it worked out fine, but I feel like MLMs often market it as this grand thing where you can earn so much money, and it's disappointing that yes, you can earn so much money, but in order to earn that you have to recruit, and in order to recruit that many people to get to the point where you could be earning like a livable wage, a lot of people are not, you know, succeeding below you because there's just only so many people in the world and only so many people who like in one town want to join a company like that. Like you literally have to recruit people to do the same thing you're doing in order to join. And there's so many people in my life I know who are in MLMs, and it's just like there's several people I know in the same company. I'm like, I'll purchase and I'll like, you know, use the stuff, but like I don't understand how they're getting any money because I feel like it's just so hard to sell. I'm only one person, and I know 3 people who are in one company who are friends of mine, and we'll talk about like hosting parties and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, but like I ain't purchasing for each of you type of thing. So anyway, it's just very hard to actually succeed without, and this is the big rub for me, without knowing that people under you are not going to do well. Who is the other? I'm very bad with names, so I'm sorry that I'm blanking on names, but there's another creator, Jessica Hickson, I think it was, who was in It Works, and she was at the top of It Works, and she got out and is very vocal against the MLM company, especially It Works, but and she was just sharing how like she was at the very top of the company making like all the things they promised, and she wasn't making that much. And she talks about how stressful it was trying to recruit people and keep people because people would, you know, quit because it wasn't making any money, and then she would have to go and rebuild her company, her downline back up in order to make money. So this whole video isn't going to be about MLMs, I'm so sorry, but just giving you the groundwork of like, well, for me it's just like ick when a company is an MLM, in my opinion. So anyway, Dashing Diva announced that, and I was like, no, come on, you guys. If you don't know, I love Dashing Diva. I have tried and enjoy many brands of press-on nails, but Dashing Diva is my #1. I have a video, it's the most watched video on my channel, showing how to put on press-on nails, and in that video I say it and I even demo them, but Dashing Diva is my favorite, and that video was probably 3, 4, 5 years later. I don't remember when I did that. It's many years later, I'm still using them and they're still my #1. So I was just like, oh my goodness, if they're going to start this MLM, people are going to start to boycott them. They're going to get a bad name. And I'm going to have people coming to my video of like trying to find reps, or reps coming to my video and trying to get customers. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. So when it happened, I can't remember if I left a comment or I just shared their post and tagged them and was just like, this is not cool. And the post that I shared when I found out that they were wanting to go be an MLM was the post where they were like, hey, this is going to be a great thing, and you know, it's not an MLM, don't worry, we'll never pressure you to recruit, we'll never pressure you to sell, all those kind of promises that they always make. And then they go on to explain their program, and it's like, it costs like $80 or something it was going to cost to sign up. It had a yearly fee, like a renewal fee that you had to do. It had a website fee that you had to do, and I think it was only like 30% off for, or 30% off, you know, for you to buy stuff, and you make maybe 30% off on an order. And talking about downlines and all that stuff, like you could get people to join underneath you so that you would get a percentage of their income, you know, their earnings and stuff like that. So it was a mess. So I posted on my stories and was like, this is not cool, y'all. I really hope, and I was like, I feel like brands never reconsider once they get that far. The planning has, you know, there's just so much planning behind the scenes that once they're that far, I feel like they're kind of set in motion. It's kind of hard to change something that big, but I was like, if there's any way to convince you otherwise, I hope you reconsider. And I was reading the comments on that post for a while, and everyone was just like, yep, okay, I'm not buying Dashing Diva anymore, or like if you go down this rabbit trail, or you know go down this MLM road, I'm done buying Dashing Diva. A lot of people were saying like, please don't do this. I love this brand, but if you're gonna go and become an MLM structure, then I just can't support that. So they were getting a lot of comments, and then they deleted the comment, or deleted the post, and I was like, oh dear. And then for a while they didn't post anything, but finally, I feel like it was like a day or so later, it took a little while, but finally they posted something saying, hey, we heard you, we're talking in the back end, basically. I don't remember what it says, but we're talking in the back end, we'll let you know. So I was like, oh my goodness, are they actually like seriously considering listening to their customers? I was like, oh my goodness. So I left a comment, I was like, please, like, keep listening. I feel like it's very rare, especially for a big brand. I feel like Diva's pretty big, because like I said, you can find them in a lot of stores, like real stores, Walmart, stuff like that. You can find them in a lot of stores online. I always see advertisements for them, that type of thing. So I feel like they're a pretty big brand. So I was like, oh my goodness, please, if me leaving a comment or sharing this will help you reconsider anymore, like I'm sharing it because I really do hope you reconsider. And I also shared it just to say like, thank you for acknowledging and listening to your consumer, because I feel like that's another thing with big brands, or even brands in general. Once they've decided something, to anyone that doesn't agree, any customer or whatever that doesn't agree with them, a lot of times it just gets ignored, right? So anyway, I was really, really hopeful. At this point, if you can't tell, let me just break up. I'm gonna stop doing this, and I'm just gonna finish this eye as we chit chat, because otherwise this video will get too long, and my little one might be waking up, so I wanna make sure I can finish at least one eye on camera. So far though, with this, the mattes, like I think they're really pretty. They're not super like, not to say they're not super dense, like the eyeshadow, the pigmentation, like they're nice and pigmented, but they're not super, super dense of a formula for the mattes, but they still go on and show up really nicely. They remind me of the NBA Cosmetics mattes from the that fall palette I tried. I forget what it's called. Pumpkin Kisses and Autumn Wishes. That's what it's kind of reminding me of. Anyway, so moving along, they posted that, and I was really, really hopeful. And then I saw someone, like I went back to the comments, because that's how I can tell if like anything's happening. You just go to their most recent post and then look at the comments and read, and I'm like, okay, did anything happen? Let me see if anyone posts about it, because people will sound off in the comments even if they don't have a specific post to post on, since they deleted their original post. So I went to their most recent post, and people were saying like, Scott, I think it was Scott, some dude's name, like over and over. There was a bunch of comments of like this, Scott, I'm gonna call it Scott because I need to say something, but Scott needs to go back to like social media communications 101, or like, I can't believe the gaslighting that Scott did in his email, and like who on earth let Scott like send that email? And I'm like, what is this email? And I went and looked, and I thought I was signed up for Dashing Diva emails, but I didn't get the email. So I went to one of the comments, and I was like, hey, you want to send it to me? I'm really, really curious. And so they did. She was really sweet, the person I commented on, and she sent me a screenshot of it. And oh my goodness. If you are anyone who consumes anti-MLM content, like it was like one of those classic, very gaslighty type of Zoom calls that you sometimes crash, the business meetings or whatever they call them. It was very weird, and he was talking about how like, we're so disappointed in the feedback we got, while a lot of people, I love it when they word like this. He went on about how like so many people were excited. There were about like 20 or 30% of those people who just live behind a computer, have nothing good going in their life, and they just want to rain on somebody's parade, and so they were just going after us because we were wanting to start this new program for y'all. I am dicing up his words a lot. That is not exactly what he said. I can leave the link down below to the actual copy of the email, because it was like emailed to everyone, but it was from a blog post somewhere. Anyway, I'll leave it down below if you're at all curious. You can check it out, so I don't steer you wrong with what he said, because I'm definitely putting it in my own words and remembering it from when I read it like 2 days ago. But anyway, yeah, he said all that, and I was just like, come on. Like, anyone who went through, and then this is when I wish I was more of a screenshotter. I didn't screenshot anything, but I was reading through those comments, and so many of them were just talking about like, MLM is so predatory, please don't do this. MLM is so like annoying, of people always trying to get you to sign up or buy. I just don't morally support MLMs, and people like giving their feedback, and honestly, like very strongly, sure, like I don't think anyone was beating around the bush. A lot of people were just like, no, if you do this, I'm not going to be a customer anymore. So there were some stronger comments, but for the most part, out, the comments, the, you know, kind of the tone of the comments were very much of like concern, and in, you know, in a kind of customer to brand of like, hey, we're your customers and we really don't like this, so please reconsider. So it's like, the way he was trying to make it worded, now that it's deleted and you can't see those comments for yourself, the way he was trying to paint that whole thread or that whole post and all the comments under it was pretty disappointing to see. I was like, come on, you know that wasn't who were sharing their legitimate concerns, aren't just people living in a basement with no job, no life, you know, no life goals, and just wanting to, you know, rain on other people's parades. It's like, come on. Come on. So anyway, I saw that and I was like, okay, if he's posting this, that means this is not gonna turn out well. So I was honestly expecting for them to post and say, you know, hey, we heard you, we changed some things, big eye roll, but we're still gonna do it, and it's gonna be the best type of MLM program you could ever, you know, see, and it's not predatory and all the stuff that every single MLM company out there says. But they surprised me, I think it was yesterday, in that they came out and said, we heard you and we're not going to come out with a program. Did anyone see that coming? I didn't. I'm gonna use my NBA glitter primer. Look at that gorgeousness. I built it up a little bit just to get, like I said, they're not, they don't have a lot of thickness to the shadow, so they're one of those type of formulas where they're very thin but pigmented, if that makes sense at all. So it's got a nice color, but when you really look at it, I feel like it's looking a little thin. So that's why I built it up as much as I did. But if you're just going for color and don't care if it's more of a transparent color, you wouldn't have had to build it up as much as I did. But yeah, so far, very nice. Oh wait, I'm not doing that eye. Hang on. Let me clean off my hand. I'll do this eye later and catch it up. But I feel like I've done a look like this before with a kind of sunset on the outside and then the green in the inside. I'm sorry if this is a repeat. I think that look I did when I was on vacation, so you wouldn't have seen it, so hopefully that's the case. If I did it on my channel, I am sorry. Now comes the hard part of deciding what shimmer to use. Pretty sure it looks like I dipped into this shade. I dipped into one of the multi-chromes. I'm pretty sure it was this one. And then I've used the silver, which wasn't, I mean, I was using it in a sheer way. Well, that looks really good. That looks nice and promising. So honestly, I kind of want to use this shimmer on the inner portion, kind of where this cool toneness is, and then use the other multi-chrome just to use the other one all over the rest of the lid. I feel like I should use the whole multi-chrome just to make it stand out, but I like lightness in my inner corner. So, and I also want to see how well Disco looks really built up, because like I said, I wanted a sheer application of it for the look I was going for. So we're gonna put this in the inner corner and blended it out just a little bit, and then we'll put the multi-chrome over the rest of it. So anyway, when I read that post, I was absolutely shocked. I was just like, what the? Wow, what a roller coaster that was. I could not believe it, but from what it's only been like a day or two, so I hope they're not being like deceptive and gonna come out with a different program that's just still an MLM. But they said they were not going to come out with the program that they were initially going to, that was an MLM. So I think that's awesome, and I'm very happy for that. Yeah. Like literally no words. When I saw it, I was like, wow. And I posted on my stories because I was like, hey, if a brand does that, like, I don't know, that's definitely something that you don't see every day. So like, let's applaud it so that more brands go like, hey, look at that. Like maybe we should follow suit if we mess up in general, or just if we were thinking about going the MLM route. Look how many people were like, no, please. And you know, maybe they won't do it. So I thought that was really, really awesome. And I don't have to worry about Dashing Diva being an MLM. Like I said, I was just not looking forward to all the like, there's already a press-on nail company out there. What is it? It's not press-on where it already has the glue in it like Dashing Diva, but I've done it on my channel before. What is it called? There's the name. Editing Katie will just roll her eyes that I couldn't remember it in the moment, but I'm gonna go into that shade now. But there's already one out there that you see the reps all over the place putting on their nails and whatnot. And so, anyway, all that to say, I'm really glad that Dashing Diva, for all intents and purposes, as far as I can see, took the, oh my goodness, I can see that shift. I know you guys probably can't because it never comes across on camera, but it's pretty. But I'm really happy that they took the feedback and they're not doing it. And honestly, like I said, pretty sure they have a customer rewards program. I'm not like 100% because I don't think I'm a part of it, or at least I'm not aware I'm a part of it. But anytime I go to look on the website, they always pop up and say like, hey, join, and you can get points on purchases, and you get points if you're your friend's purchase, or if you refer your friends type of thing. So that's a good rewards program. And then for more influencers who have an audience that they want to promote to, they have an affiliate program, which is 10 times better than an MLM. Yeah, maybe you won't like earn in the same way, potentially earn as much as you could if you were at the top of an MLM, but like, you don't really earn that much if you are in an MLM and you have to pay to be a part of the MLM. I didn't have to pay anything to join the affiliate program, and I just will use my links now if I ever wear their nails. And if you guys use it, then great. So it's kind of the same thought, or at least I always felt like MLMs, they always promote it as you're just selling to friends, and I feel like affiliate programs are that, but without all the cost of joining and the pressure of building a downline and all that. Because I feel like that's just such a, I don't know, MLMs are just very predatory, and as someone who's not in an MLM, slightly annoying when you're always being pressured, or not pressured, I shouldn't say that, always being asked and promoted to by your friends who are in the programs. And not that I would ever say it to their face, it's just not me personally, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. I always wonder, feel a little bad for them. I'm like, are they making anything to make all of this worth it? Especially with my friends who I know have a lot from the brand. I'm just like, I hope you're not like spending too much money, and hope you're not, you know, spending more than you're making. And I feel like if you're very careful, like I said, I did Avon, and my parents were very much like, you know, you can do it. Make sure you track your spending. Make sure you track, you know, what you're gaining, so you're not, you know, ever spending more on the business than what you're making in. If you want to, like, you know, invest with advertisements and stuff like that, they were very good at like setting my expectations of like, make sure you're keeping track of what you're spending on it, what you're actually getting, not just what you're selling, what money you're getting in, so that you don't end up in a hole or just in debt, or just in more money going out than is coming in, basically. And I always worry that if you're not keeping a close eye on all that, it can often feel like you're making a lot, but then if you turn around and go like, okay, well, how much money am I spending on all this products at the same time as I'm making it? And like, how much, a lot of times I feel like MLMs are just so expensive too. Like how much money would I save just buying elsewhere? And for every brand that always touts about like how good their products are and how pure, you can find another brand at the store that gives you just as good products as well without it being an MLM. So it's just like, I don't know, I always worry. So anyway, at this point, we pretty much have a look. Let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. I'm just gonna take a touch of black, and maybe, no, I'm not gonna do it. I always say maybe I'll take the red under, but it's like, red, Katie, makes you look like you're sick. So I'm gonna take the black, and then I'll probably just take that green and run it under and see if we can get a different look, because putting that, yeah, it's like a yellow green. I forget what type of shade that's called, but putting that with the coral definitely made it turn yellow. So I want to take that same shade and run it just with the black without that coral influence, and see if it changes or just shows up a little bit differently, maybe more green. So we're just gonna put this right under here, like that. I am really happy with the quality of that that multi-chrome. That was very smooth, and even the silver, it's a little bit chunkier, flakier, and has a tendency to want to be more sheer. But using a flat brush, putting down a glitter primer, that's beautiful. That's exactly what I like my shimmers to look like, and it's got a lot of sparkle to it, and even the multi-chrome has sparkle. I'll definitely do a kind of slow shot, or close-up shot, that's the word. A close-up shot with a mirror, just so you guys can hopefully see the shift. But me just doing this, I see the shift in my mirror, which is so cool to see. I feel like it never shows up on camera, so you have to wait and just trust me, but it's coming. It's very pretty. I think I'm gonna go without a liner today. Quality of everything I'm super, super happy with. I think it's very pretty. Does it blow me out of the water, or would I put it at like Menagerie or Nomad quality when it comes to mattes or shimmers? Not really. I don't think it's like that quality, but it's still good quality, and it's way cheaper than either one of those brands. I want to say this was less than $20. Oh, and speaking of which, she gave me a code. She's super sweet. She gave me a code. I'll leave it on the screen or include it down below. I usually try to put it next to the link if you're curious to check out the brand, but I want to say it was like $15 or less. I can't remember, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's under 20. So I like how, what am I looking for? A brush. I like how you know, affordable it is, and it's not, doesn't break the bank. It's got a fun color story. It has a black in there. Very versatile. As far as Dashing Diva, like, I'm super, super happy. You have to let me know if you saw it all going down and what you thought. But anyway, yeah, at this point, let me go ahead and finish out my eye. I know I've said that a couple times here, but I'm for real gonna go finish out my eye. Put on a lip, which will probably be my lifter gloss from Maybelline in Stone, because it's my favorite, and then we can close out this video. All right, so here's the finished look, and per usual, I'll stick up close-ups as I just chat really briefly, because I do hear my little one awake. My poor right eye. Whenever I do an eye off camera, I always end up rushing because either I'm not thinking about it as much because I'm trying to hurry up and finish the video before the baby wakes up, or I hear the baby wake up like today. But just ignore my right eye because I definitely didn't blend it as well as I did the one on camera. But anyway, that's my fault, not the palette's fault. I just cut corners. But overall, I really like how the look turned out. I love the color combination. I like this very like sunsetty, very earthy kind of a warm crease work with a really deep black with that splash of mint in the inner corner. Super pretty. Like I said, the multi-chrome is very, very pretty. It's very obvious. It's very smooth. I only worn the multi-chrome once, but it didn't transfer at all on me. I was very happy with the wear time. And the shimmer, that silver shimmer, very pretty as well. I like how it's built up, and it's got a nice little shine to it as you turn your head. Nothing super sparkly, but it has a shine and it's very, very pretty. So that is my first impressions on the LadyBug Glow palette. I don't think this has a name, and I'm pretty sure the brand is called LadyBug Glow, so if it does have a name, I'm sorry, it's not on the packaging and I'm not aware of what it is. But those are my first impression thoughts, and I'll leave it linked down below if you're at all curious. And just to wrap up my thoughts on Dashing Diva, I'm very happy that they took the direction they did and they listened to their consumers, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think of the whole hubbub. And I also was curious if you think maybe this is kind of like a shift in the market when it comes to MLMs and brands wanting to turn into MLMs, because there's definitely been brands that have. Mascara is the first one that I think of as that was a makeup brand that was just a normal brand, and then it became an MLM brand, and just it changed its name to Saint Beauty, and it's just been a thing ever since then. But I'm curious to see if maybe brands are starting to listen, and maybe people are consumers are becoming a little bit more wise to how the game is played in MLMs. I'll be curious to hear your thoughts, and if you did see it go down, let me know what you thought of the whole Dashing Diva drama that happened over the weekend. For me personally, I'm not going to stop purchasing it. I'm really happy with their decision, and so yeah, I'm going to continue, putting out my affiliate. I'm going to continue wearing the press-ons because they're my favorite, but I'm sure other people might have different thoughts. I know a lot of people weren't happy with some of the things that happened, like that random email. Like I said, that email was weird, or like whatever email or blog post that went out, that was weird because they made the right decision, so I don't know who that guy was. But anyway, those are all my random, I know very chaotic and random thoughts from Katie on the Dashing Diva drama, but I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And just real quickly here at the end, I just want to say thank you guys so much for letting me take my break. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the first video that goes up after my break, and I've almost taken 2 weeks off of uploading long content. I did a few reels during my break, but uploading long content, I'm pretty sure it took about 14 days off, and I just needed a break. Nothing big was going on. We had a family vacation planned. When I was preparing for it, I was like, you know what, I don't want to work on any videos. I don't want to work on any type of YouTube things. I'll do fun things for YouTube, like I did the new intro and stuff like that on the trip, but I didn't want to work on any videos, getting a deadline, getting videos out during my vacation. So I just took that whole week off, and then coming back, it's taken me a little while to adjust. We had a weekend, spent time with the family. Things are happening on our little homestead, getting things ready for more animals. So I've been busy, and I just want to take a break, but I'm here, I'm back. I'm not going anywhere, and hopefully I'll get back to at least 2 videos. It's kind of always my goal, at least 2 videos a week, more if I'm able to make it. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for letting me take that break and being so sweet about it. You guys are always so kind whenever I let you guys know that I need a break, and I definitely need a break. After November of daily uploads, and then December at the end, I did a bunch of, I think it was like 6 or 8 videos in a row, doing all my end of the year palettes and stuff like that, and we moved during that. I had 3 birthdays during that month. I was tired. So the trip up to see family, the 2 weeks off from YouTube, it's been a very nice break, but I'm excited to get back into it, and I have lots of palettes to get into, so be looking out for more videos. But with all that said, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so very much for watching as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.